It is currently 1:30 in the morning. I'll even show you. Come on, you stupid cunt. 1:30 in the morning. Bodybuilding prep has got me fucked up, man. So, here's what's going on. I'm here to share with you the harsh reality and the pros and cons of going through bodybuilding prep, because I'm 4 weeks out, starting tomorrow, Saturday, and there's a lot to share. Let's start with the cons. Obviously, your sleep is tanked, and this is why I'm up at 1:30 in the morning recording this. I woke up probably an hour and a half before this, rolling around in bed, having a full bladder, and going to the bathroom very often, waking up hungry. And this isn't the first time this has happened. The reason sleep is so bad right now is because the hunger hormone ghrelin is doing everything in its power to ramp the fuck up, because my body is saying it needs food right now. Sleep is the first thing. Energy is the second negative of bodybuilding prep. You don't have a lot of it. You don't get a lot of calories. You don't get a lot of energy. Very simple. That means it's harder to form coherent sentences, and I stutter a shit ton. So getting words out and explaining things takes a lot of energy out of me, and I feel drained. So doing this, I hope I get to sleep after this. And that means workouts are going to be harder, and that means that getting through your day is going to be much harder than normal. Third thing, if you want a normal sex life, do not start bodybuilding prep. Sex drive will tank. It is just a given. Having a healthy amount of fat in your diet is what boosts sex drive. So when your fats get below a certain level, that's when sex drive and testosterone and all those other hormones take a hit. So since sex drive is low, testosterone is low, that means strength and building muscle is also going to be low. It is very difficult to build any sort of muscle. The name of the game this deep in prep is to preserve as much muscle as I built in my growth phase. I'm not trying to build any more muscle. I'm just trying to retain it and give my body a muscle building signal and a reason to keep it. Otherwise, it's going to go into a catabolic state, start eating my muscle away along with my body fat, and I'm going to look way more flat, meaning I'm going to lose a lot of muscle and body fat at the same time. If you're not ready to lose your hard-earned muscle that you've built during your growth phase, then bodybuilding prep is not for you. Here's the fourth negative, the mental aspects. This is a huge mental game. Once you're 8 weeks out, that's when the game really begins. Once you start losing sleep, and once you start losing energy and sex drive, and your hunger is through the roof, this is literally all mental. And physical as well, because you will be feeling these things. But I say mental because you have to understand that this is very temporary. You're doing this for a certain amount of weeks, and then you're fucking off after. Not completely, because you can binge and you can develop some sort of undiagnosed eating disorder if you don't take care of your nutrition after the show. But that's the biggest thing. Once you tell yourself consistently that this is temporary, it's only for a few weeks, and I can go home and basically go back to my normal nutritional and training lifestyle, it helps with the process. Here's the first positive. You're gonna look fucking shredded, and it's gonna look cool for the 1 hour a day that you have your shirt off, or if you have your shirt off for way more hours in the day, that's awesome for you. You're gonna look shredded. You're gonna see all the muscle that you've built over the growth phase, and so long as you preserved it. And that's the beautiful piece about bodybuilding prep. You get to see all your hard work unveiled. It's like when Lamborghini comes out with a new car and they unveil it and they take off the car cover and everyone is in awe. That's what it's like to be during peak week, which I'm not there yet in bodybuilding show, but I imagine it will be like that. I hope. Second positive, you're gonna go through so much personal development, both mentally, emotionally, and physically, and even spiritually. I've had to learn to love myself at every stage of this journey because it is very taxing and energy demanding. So I've had to learn to portion out my energy between building my business and showing up for my clients, showing up for myself and doing the work, not eating like an asshole, having a social life with friends, learning to say no to a lot of outing, almost every outing, no, literally every outing, learning to think ahead and be prepared for every situation when it comes to meals, especially your protein intake. And the biggest thing that has helped me is reminding myself to stay present during every time that my mood is irritated. That's a fifth negative that I forgot to mention, is that your mood will get irritated very frequently. What's the third positive? Third positive that I found out is that I'm much more creative in the kitchen. I am learning to eat way more voluminous food, still incorporating my favorite go-to fruit right now is watermelon and apples. I've made beef fajitas with mac and cheese. I've made carrot cake. I've made sweet potato hash brown. There's a lot more recipes that I've made over time that have kept me sane throughout prep. So be ready to buy ingredients that you've really never bought before, and be open to exploring new recipes, because you have to make this fun somehow. What's the fourth positive that I don't know? There aren't many. Not gonna lie. Here's a fourth positive that can also be a negative, but I see it as a positive more than anything. You learn to set boundaries faster, saying no to a lot of different outings and events to preserve your energy, your mental clarity, and your sanity. I see that as a win because I want to be able to carry that over into my growth phase right after prep and still be able to be as productive as I am during prep. Since it's 1:30 in the morning, after recording this video, I'm gonna go work until I get tired, and then I'm gonna go back to sleep. When you say no to outings and events and social gatherings, that means that there's more time for you and there's more time to conserve your energy and focus on the things that are a priority for you. If that means you're building a business, if that means you have to work your 9 to 5, if that means you have to show up for your kids, if that means you have to be a parent, whatever that means for you, you'll have more time to do that. So leverage that energy because you don't get much of it. The energy you have is like finances. Imagine you have a budget of energy. You're gonna sparingly use that energy where it's necessary. You're not gonna spend it on dumb shit. If you carry that perspective into your growth phase after prep, you're gonna be much better off. You're gonna learn to have a more balanced lifestyle. I'm only listing 4 positives and 4 negatives today. There was 5 negatives. There's probably more, but we're not gonna go deep into that. I'm just giving you the gist of what things feel like so far and how it's been for me so far. We'll do that in another video, whether I'm planning to do this long term or whether I'm planning to keep this to one show. Another negative, this is probably the 6th negative, but another negative is that you're gonna be cold all the fucking time because body fat is severely low. If you enjoyed that, let me know in the comments below and I'll make some bodybuilding prep 4 weeks out with more informative stuff like this so you can make a decision for yourself if you want to do this, and I'll give you the harsh realities that no one really wants to hear because all you see is the shredded ass people on stage and you're like, that looks cool. It looks cool for the hour that they get to do it, but they don't tell you everything that they have to go through to get there. So I'm going to share the journey 4 weeks out and hopefully it resonates with some of you. Talk to you later.